Hey guys, welcome back to the Entertainment Lab. I'm back with another season recap, and this time it is season 2 of Spanish show High Seas or Alta Mar. So without wasting time, let's jump right into it. And before that, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon.
En este barco ha muerto una mujer y todavía sigue aquí.
We begin with Eva writing about her experiences following the 5 stowaways boarding the ship. In the stowaways, there is a woman named Cassandra who claims to have intuitive powers. Cassandra approaches the captain and tells him, Eva and Nicholas, that there is a danger as her father is in a first-class cabin. As the lights continues to flicker on and off, she tells them a woman died before they set sails, and worse, her killer is still on board. News spread fast, and as the ship begins talking about Cassandra, Eva approaches Cassandra and confronts her over the ghost situation, especially given the frightened and imperceptible crew on the board. Getting nowhere, Eva laments her luck before taking drastic measures and lockpicking her way into Cassandra's cabin to look for clues. Just before she returns, Eva finds a brooch in her possession dating back to the time before the ship changed its names. Meanwhile, Carolina returns to her room only to find a murdered crew member lying face down on her bed, covered in blood. Carolina gathers her sister, Nicholas and Fernando to check on the dead body. Only when she returns back to her room, there's nothing there. Cassandra enters soon after and tells Carolina it's a sign. In order to connect the spirit world, Cassandra conducts a seance. After some time, more information about Cassandra's past is brought to light as we learn about her previous ship, the Victoria. Meanwhile, Veronica caves and agrees to marry Sebastian, while Eva finds out more about Rosa Marine. This inevitably brings her to Detective Varela, who, as a fate would have it, happened to be in charge of her case when he used to be a policeman. Meanwhile, Carolina and Cassandra grow closer together, with the latter telling her they need to close the spirit door after letting Rosa in. Conducting another seance again, Eva sees a strong ghostly figure in the hallway, which brings her before Cassandra, whom she asks for help. A bloody, ghostly figure walks on the deck, as Fernando composes himself in his cabin before seeing the word murderer spelled out in the mirror in front of him. Cassandra meanwhile peddles the idea that Fernando could be the one behind the murders. This plants seeds of doubt into Eva's mind too, who speaks to Nicholas over the possibility that what she is saying holds weight and the figure on the deck was indeed a ghost. Confronting Eva over this confidence, she hands back the brooch and hides her suspicions. Unfortunately, Cassandra starts to become aware that she is trading dangerously close to the truth. Afterward, Cassandra turns around in her cabin just as someone attacks her from behind. As the plot thickens, Eva visits Detective Varela and learns someone came on board with a contraption that interferes with the electrics and lets the light flicker. Heading back to her cabin, Nicholas and Eva search their cabin and finds a hidden passageway under the drawers. Eva sneaks through and finds herself in a secret room with a log on all the passengers and a radio. On the floor is a spyglass too, one that looks straight down into Carolina's cabin. The final piece of the puzzle assigns itself soon after, as Simone enters the room with bloody rags. He is the one posing as the ghost around the ship. He tells them he was paid to pose. Finally, the truth is revealed. It is turned out someone killed Cassandra's sister and she's been working to try to find out who did it all along. It turns out that her sister was Fernando's fiancée too, which explains why he reacted the way he did to the phone calls and accusations. Telling them her sister's body is on the boat, she vows to find it and proves them that Fernando was behind the killing all along. As Eva learns that the night Rosa went missing, she was with Fernando on the ship. As Cassandra and Carolina comes to blow over the letter she found in her cabin, Cassandra realizes that Rosa didn't write the letters and they appears to have been forged. Cassandra speaks to the sisters about the handwriting and together they set out to try to find who the one responsible for the forgery was. Hurrying to the other side of the mural, Augustine helps them open the lid of a large trunk. Inside is a dead body of Rosa, and given she has been shot, it will be difficult to Fernando to avoid prison after what's happened. It turns out Rosa was shot dead, and with them docking at Rio the following day, it doesn't look good for Fernando, who happens to be the prime witness of the crime. Knowing his innocence, Eva, Carolina, and Cassandra raced against time to clear his name and discover the real murderer. As Carolina and Eva learns more about the gold and what this means for their future, Carlos escapes with the help of Rojas. Sofia meanwhile heads to the captain room and demands he open the safe, but unfortunately, when he does, the gold is missing. As the ship finally arrives at Rio de Janeiro, Carlos dies from his wounds sustained during the botched escape. While the lieutenant searches through the cabins, including Uncle Pedro's, Cassandra returns to hers where she finds Eric and Carolina tied up to the chair. It turns out he believes she is the one responsible for killing Rosa. This message gets across to Eva too, who refuses to believe Carolina had any part of the killing, but remains in the dark about her sister's capture. Eva approaches Uncle Pedro and figures out he still has his sight back. As it happens, he was also the one who had the gold bars in his possession all along. Giving it back to the lieutenant, he gives the order and the crew and passengers are free from disembark in Brazil. Eva and Nicholas discover that Pedro has regained his sight and was planning on taking the gold for himself. Eric and the other stowaways kidnap Carolina, believing her to be the Rosa's killer. Carolina is rescued when Erica and Cassandra confronts Fernando by gunpoint, and she is found in one of their trunks. While signing out, Eva and Carolina realizes that Franziska was the one who wrote the fake letters from Rosa, thus also being the killer. Franziska confessed she confronted Rosa about the running off with Fernando, after which Rosa pulled out a gun on her. After being able to secure the gun, Franziska shot Rosa in self-defense. Haunted by Rosa's ghost, Franziska threatened to jump overboard, but is seemingly pushed over by Rosa's ghost. Veronica chooses herself over a relationship with Sebastian or Dimas. Nicholas reunites with his wife, thus ending his relationship with Eva. As the sisters drive off in their car, they hint of another voyage in the future. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, hit the like button, and for more such content like this, subscribe to our channel.